This is 2 Corinthians 2:11, and it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. I like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shatir from the Chicago camp, coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And this device that I'm talking about is this witchcraft in the form of this devil, Chris Rock. And I found this video on the channel named Sean Baker MD, and he's speaking on the issue as explained in the title. Chris Rock gets the VidCo despite vaccine, mental gymnastics on point. So we're going to let the doc speak on this, and then we'll get some more scripture.
All right, so Chris Rock apparently just recently announced that he has contracted COVID-19 despite being, quote unquote, fully vaccinated, perhaps not immunized, but fully vaccinated. And he states that, it's bad, very bad, put me down. Go ahead and get vaccinated. And, the logic there is interesting, and I'll talk about it a little bit more. But, he states that he doesn't know it's in Tylenol, but he takes it anyway because it makes his head feel better. The thing about it is we've known what's in Tylenol for 100 plus years. When you look at acetaminophen, it's been around for a long time. We know the side effects, and we know the potential complications. We know that it can affect people with liver issues. We know that certain kids should not have it because we've got literally decades worth of data to know which people should take it, which people shouldn't, which people are at high risk, which people it would benefit for, so on and so forth. So these are things that we have a lot of data on. About the Big Mac now, anyway, I'm not sure. Perhaps we don't know what's in a Big Mac, but regardless, his logic of I took a vaccine, I got sick anyway, therefore you should take the vaccine. A lot of us are sort of scratching our head and saying, again, efficacy is what? When did he take it? Did it wear off? Is it responsive to the current iteration of COVID-19? Has the variation in what's circulating around evaded some of the efficacy? This is another fit, young, healthy person in Australia, Olympic gold medalist, also fully vaccinated, also ends up in the hospital from COVID. We see this not infrequently. And again, not saying that it is something that is super common, but it is certainly not something that is as rare as perhaps we're being told. The fact that, Joe Rogan had COVID, did something non-vaccine related, was better in a day or two, is considered craziness. But when you have these people that have been vaccinated, and then they say they get sick anyway, you're kind of wondering where the logic is. It's like an upside down world. This didn't work for me, but you should do it, type of thing. And again, literally there have been comments where someone died from COVID-19 after being vaccinated, and people have said, well, it could have been a lot worse if he wouldn't have been vaccinated. I'm like, well, what is worse than dying? Anyway, it's entertaining the sort of the mental gymnastics that one has to do at sometimes to make some of this stuff make sense. They are, well, I'll talk about this in another video, about the latest push to vaccinate 5-year-olds coming from Pfizer. So we'll discuss some of the data from one of the early studies that they've done to justify trying to, I don't know, maybe mandate it. Goodness, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. You guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
And there you have it. Esau's witchcraft in full effect. Because in reality, they know that many people, especially Jakes, are not getting juiced up. And see, this is why I say that this devil's witchcraft is on its very last leg. Very last leg. I can't say last because it needs to prosper until the charagma reaches its perfection. But it's just funny to watch these futile attempts that he pushes forward in the media to get people on board with his agenda. And for some time, it did work. It needed to work in order to get to this point. Because when you go to Daniel 8 and 25, it tells you that this devil's trickery needed to prosper, okay? And that it would prosper. This is Daniel 8 and 25. And it says, and through his policies, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify. You know what? Let me get that word craft. He shall cause craft to prosper. Let's get that word craft. Right? Daniel 8:25. Mirma.
Strong's H 4820. Mirma. Mirma.
Deceit, treachery. It says, in the sense of deceiving, fraud, craft, deceit, or deceitfully, false, feign, guile, subtlety, treachery. And you know what that reminds me of? When we go to the book of Genesis, okay? Genesis 3 and 1. And it says, now the serpent, who is bad Uncle Esau, if you can receive that, but that's for a whole nother sit down, was more subtle than any beast of the field, which Hawabashim Yahushai made. Okay? Guile, treachery, deceit. Because what happened? He deceived the woman with his subtlety, his deceit, his treachery. So, what he was doing had to prosper in order to get to this point. So it says that through his policy also he shall cause treachery and deceit to prosper in his hand. This whole devil's kingdom is based on deceit and treachery. Did he ever keep one promise with the Native Americans? The so-called Native Americans? Nope. When he says he's going to so-called do right by minorities, does he do it? Nope. Deceit, guile, treachery. Okay? And it says, and he shall magnify himself in his heart and in mind, and by peace shall destroy many. Okay? And he's using this devil, Chris Rock, as a platform to convince many people, especially Jake, that getting the 91 is the thing to do. And as the doctor just mentioned, what sense tell you? He said, tell me how this makes sense. Well, he didn't say that part, but he was just explaining how does it make sense that you said you got the 91, it was bad, it put you down, and then you want other people to get it. That don't make any sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. And then he put up the things that you said that you don't know what's in Tylenol, but you just know that when you take it, your headache goes away. You don't know what's in a Big Mac, but you know it's delicious. And as he just said, there's decades of research on Tylenol. Now he was right on the Big Mac. That's something else. But nonetheless, you're comparing something that has years of research as in comparison to something that people have said the research is good, and in the process of a year we're just going to roll it out. It's not the same. It's just not the same. Okay? And it says, he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but shall be broken without hand. But the point is that this devil's witchcraft needed to prosper. And it has prospered. But now we're at the point in his rulership where it is, as I said before, on its last leg. Because now they're using this sorry attempt, and this is sorry excuse for a Jake, Chris Rock, to promote their agenda. And see, the reason why this witchcraft is on its last leg is because this truth is being manifested in the world, as stated in Second Ezra. What was it? 6 and 9. No. Was it 6? Or is it 9? No, it is. It's Second Ezra 6:27. It says, "For evil shall be put out, Esau's which and deceit shall be quenched." Ooh, that craft. All right. Let's read that again. Second Ezra 6:27. It says, "For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched." It says, "As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which hath been so long without fruit shall be declared." And that's the reason why this devil's witchcraft is on its last leg. That's why all these attempts that you see him promoting or trying to accomplish look so terrible and tacky. It's like, dude, this is all you got? Like, really? All the trillions of dollars that you have, all the billions of dollars that you spent on psychology and research and human development and all that, like, this was the best you could come up with? An annoying, skinny ass coon Jake, Chris Rock. That's the best you could do. This guy is through. And so, yeah, that's all I wanted to say on that. So I hope you all were edified. Until the next time, we're going to say shalom.